As I say, I don't want to kill myself. I just wouldn't mind dying. Never judge someone, especially if you don't know them, because you don't know what they're going through. And for all you know, your words could be the last thing they hear before they decide they have had enough. I'm tired of pretending that everything's fine just so I can please everyone else. I think I'm afraid of being happy because whenever I get too happy, something bad always happens. No matter what happens, or how bad it seems today, life does go on, and it will be better tomorrow. Depression isn't just being a bit sad. It's feeling nothing. It's not wanting to be alive anymore. There are wounds that never show on the body that are deeper and more hurtful than anything that bleeds. Depression is a prison where you are both the suffering prisoner and the cruel jailer. If you know someone who's depressed, please resolve never to ask them why. Depression isn't a straightforward response to a bad situation. Depression just is, like the weather. Try to understand the blackness, lethargy, hopelessness, and loneliness they're going through. Be there for them when they come through the other side. It's hard to be a friend to someone who's depressed, but it is one of the kindest, noblest, and best things you will ever do. You don't have to control your thoughts. You just have to stop letting them control you. I may have looked happy, but inside, I was hopelessly depressed. The hardest thing about depression is that it is addictive. It begins to feel uncomfortable not to be depressed. You feel guilty for feeling happy. I'm living in a nightmare from which, from time to time, I wake in sleep. Mental pain is less dramatic than physical pain, but it is more common and also more hard to bear. The frequent attempt to conceal mental pain increases the burden. It is easier to say, "My tooth is aching," than to say, "My heart is broken." Depression is about as close as you get to somewhere between dead and alive, and it's the worst. Storms make trees take deeper roots. Until you've had depression, I don't think you're qualified to talk about it. Every man has his secret sorrows, which the world knows not, and oftentimes we call a man cold when he is only sad. In the depths of winter, I finally learned that within me there lay an invincible summer. A life spent making mistakes is not only more honorable, but more useful than a life spent doing nothing. One of the most tragic things I know about human nature is that all of us tend to put off living. We are all dreaming of some magical rose garden over the horizon, instead of enjoying the roses that are blooming outside our windows today. Depression on my left, loneliness on my right. They don't need to show me Thea badges. I know these guys very well. If you could only sense how important you are to the lives of those you meet, how important you can be to the people you may never even dream of. There is something of yourself that you leave at every meeting with another person. When a depressed person shrinks away from your touch, it does not mean he is rejecting you. Rather, he is protecting you from the foul, destructive evil which he believes is the essence of his being and which he believes can injure you. That is all I want in life, for this pain to seem purposeful. The nearer the dawn, the darker the night. If you're going through hell, keep going. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Depression is like a bruise that never goes away, a bruise in your mind. You just got to be careful not to touch it where it hurts. It's always there, though. Depression is not sobbing and crying and giving vent. It is plain and simple reduction of feeling. I have the true feeling of myself only when I am unbearably unhappy. Every act of life, from the morning toothbrush to the friend at dinner, became an effort. I hated the night when I couldn't sleep, and I hated the day because it went toward night. Our generation has had no great depression, no great war. Our war is spiritual. Our depression is our lives. Depression is the most unpleasant thing I have ever experienced. It is that absence of being able to envisage that you will ever be cheerful again. The absence of hope, that very deadened feeling, which is so very different from feeling sad. Sad hurts, but it's a healthy feeling. It is a necessary thing to feel. Depression is very different. I'm here. I love you. I don't care if you need to stay up crying all night long. I will stay with you. There's nothing you can ever do to lose my love. I will protect you until you die, and after your death, I will still protect you. I am stronger than depression, and I am braver than loneliness, and nothing will ever exhaust me. In this sad world of ours, sorrow comes to all, and it often comes with bitter agony. Perfect relief is not possible except with time. You cannot now believe that you will ever feel better, but this is not true. You are sure to be happy again. Knowing this, truly believing it will make you less miserable now. I have had enough experience to make this statement. I don't want to see anyone. I lie in the bedroom with the curtains drawn and nothingness washing over me like a sluggish wave. Whatever is happening to me is my own fault. I have done something wrong. Something so huge I can't even see it. Something that's drowning me. I am inadequate and stupid, without worth. I might as well be dead. Instead of seeing depression as a dysfunction, it is a functioning phenomenon. It stops you cold, sets you down, makes you damn miserable. Living with depression is like trying to keep your balance. While you dance with a goat, it is perfectly sane to prefer a partner with a better sense of balance. A lot of people don't realize that depression is an illness. I don't wish it on anyone, but if they would know how it feels, I swear they would think twice before they just shrug it. Sadness is more or less like a head cold with patience. It passes. Depression is like cancer. The artist's personality, built upon strong desires and compassionate vision, is by its nature prone to depression. Passion is the force that springs an artist from the needling cushion of depression. Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, ambition inspired, and success achieved. Life isn't finding shelter in the storm. It's about learning to dance in the rain.